this is Jessica, and this is my how-to do-it-yourself brooch bouquet. Bridal brooch bouquets are very expensive online because of the cost of the brooches and the time it takes to assemble them. But you can easily do it yourself for much less at home. And I'm going to show you how. The most expensive thing about the brooch bouquet are the brooches themselves. It also depends on the size of the bouquet. If you want a big, lush brooch bouquet, then it's going to take a lot of brooches. It's going to take a lot of filler flowers. You can use natural flowers or you can use synthetic, which are always cheaper. To go the more budget-friendly route, I suggest you go to thrift stores and try to find your brooches there or buy them used on eBay. Or find a wholesaler like fabulousbrooch.com, which sells wholesale brooches from $1 and up. The brooches that I purchased for my personal brooch bouquet ranged around the $5 mark at fabulousbrooch.com. I love them so much that I reached out to them and they graciously agreed to partner in one of my videos. So I'm so excited to announce that in one of my next videos, I'm going to be giving away $200 worth of brooches to some very lucky brides out there. I'm very excited. The brooches are gorgeous. I can't wait to show them to you, so stay tuned for that giveaway video. I'm going to show you how to make a small brooch bouquet for less than $100. I'm using 6 brooches that averaged about $5 each, and I'm using 2 synthetic hydrangea flowers that I bought at a craft store. All that's left to purchase is the ribbon to wrap the stems around and any extra decorations that you would want to put on them, like pearls or crystals. And that's it. Scissors, needle nose pliers, floral wire. I would tell you to match your wire to your brooch, and I'll explain a little more later. And of course, you will need your brooches. I'm going to take the wire and look for an appropriate size. I want the stems long. It's better to have extra long stems than stems that are too short. So go ahead and give yourself enough. And then fold it and double it over. Some people you'll see if you read those online tutorials won't double the wire. And you'll tend to see that they have problems trying to get the flowers to stay in the place that they want them. If you only use one wire like this and wrap it around the brooch, then it's going to be weak. But if you double it up, and how I'm going to show you, then it's much stronger, and especially if you use 2. I'm going to go ahead and cut the wire. And then I'm going to make sure that it's even, that the ends are even. See? And then I'm going to pull these back, make it straight as I can. Some people will wrap it around the back of the brooch where the pin is. I think it's much better, if this is the kind of brooch that you have, to find a little hole somewhere on the outer part and insert the wire in there. Alright, so I'm going to put my wires through 2 sides of one of these metal lines. You can see that there are a lot of places where I can hoop in my wire, so I'm going to go ahead and put it on this outer part. So here is what I'm doing. I'm putting 2 ends on each side of one of these. See, you can't even see it where I'm doing it, but see, there's a little stem metal stick in here, and so I'm going to put these around each side of it, and then I'm going to pull it through. Can you see the wire? That's why I highly recommend that you get wire that matches your metal. If you use green floral wire and I loop it around one of these stems, you're going to see the green. And I personally don't like that. So if you match the metal of the wire to the brooch, you can't see it and it comes out great. After you've looped the wire through, you're going to take your pliers and pinch it right here, very close, and then start twisting it. This is going to make sure that the wire stays close to the brooch and it will be as stiff as possible so that you can then arrange it in whatever way you like. So this wire is close to the brooch and it's going to stay put wherever you bend it. And then twist the rest of the wire. When you've finished twisting your wire, take more wire and repeat the previous steps at the opposite end of the brooch. So you'll see here, I've put the wire through a hole on this end, so now I'm going to put it on this end. Now that you have two twisted stems on the brooch, you're going to twist the stems together. Then you're going to take your pliers and twist. Now make sure you get as close to the brooch as possible, and then continue to twist the rest of the way. And there you go, you have your first brooch flower. And because we have so much wire, we can do whatever we want to this flower. We can bend it to the left and it's going to stay exactly where you left it. It can stand up straight and stay standing up straight. You see that? You'll notice that if you read a lot of blogs about people who try to do it themselves, they can't get their arrangement to stay in the shape that they want it to. And that is because they don't use enough wire. So it's better for you to use lots of wire in the very beginning, although it's a little bit of a time consumption, but it's going to pay off in the end when you can mold your flower into whatever shape you want and it'll stay like that. And it'll make it much easier when you're finally arranging the flowers for the very end before wrapping it. So there you go. Do you see how simple that was? To start arranging them, I'm using these synthetic flowers as fillers that are going to help me keep the bouquet in the shape that I want. So I'm going to take one of these and then I'm going to take one of the brooch flowers that I've made and simply put it through one of these stems. See? I'm going to do the same with this one, which I also got from fabulousbrooch.com. And stick that right there. And I'm going to continue the steps until I'm happy with the bouquet. Here is the simple brooch bouquet I made using just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 brooches. I've taken 2, this is a small one because I just want to show you how quick and easy it is. This is just using 2 synthetic hydrangea flowers and inserting 6 brooch flowers. And I've got a perfectly round, and then all you have to do to finish your beautiful brooch bouquet is to wrap the stems in a ribbon or fabric of your choosing. And that's it. It's that simple and that easy, and not that expensive. It's certainly much cheaper than buying it online when you're paying $600 for something like this. Again, just 2 synthetic flowers, 6 brooches to make them, and it just took me a few days. And the arranging is easy because, again, I use lots of wire. So I can bend my brooches in whatever direction I'd like, and it's going to stay there. All you have to do is put in the money to find the brooches, and it's great when you have companies like fabulousbrooch.com that sell them at wholesale prices. And even easier when you have someone like me who's giving away $200 worth. So make sure you stay tuned for that video. I'm so excited to be giving this away to some of you lucky brides. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me, to write it in the comment section. I'll be happy to go over any of the steps that I made here that isn't clear. I could easily walk down the aisle with this tomorrow and be very happy with it, but I want to make it just a little more special, fill it out, use more brooches, and I'll show you those photos when I'm finished. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed and stay tuned.